Hello everyone, Lorenzo here, episode 12 of Galileo Contracting, and oh my god, have I gotten a whole bunch of submissions from you guys. I think there's about 8 comsats waiting to be launched. Now that is several sats per thing, and we have 2 vehicles to make for, Jebediah, to make Edgar something pass out. As you can see here, this is one of them. I had meant to launch them right after babbling my intro, but I see I've put Jebediah in here, so let's actually roll that back. He can't go on this one. Revert to the spaceplane hangar. And for those of you who haven't seen all the previous episodes, what we are attempting to do with the KPRR Dragster Speed Submodel 163 is to make a tourist Etop Galen pass the hell out. You heard that correctly. This guy paid money, a little bit of money anyway, to go on a high-performance craft meant to make him pass out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will not disappoint him. I challenge you to watch this face. This is the G meter. If it fills up, he passes out. You might have to watch it carefully. And we're going to try and give him a nice little show here. Now, it's been relayed to me that the components of this craft actually will break off once they hit 50 Gs. And yes, that might be a problem. With that said, here we go. 1, 2, 3, launch. Basically, it's a big solid booster usually used in rocket flight, but we've strapped wings on it and off we go. We're going straight up, and I've prepared a nice little flight path for Etop. Currently not pulling that many Gs, just about 4. But the Gs in this craft come not from straight acceleration, but from turning. Once we hit about 5.5 kilometers, we're going to bank it straight back here. Look at it. Boom, he's passed out. But that's not all. We're going to head back. We have to get back to the runway. So we're rocketing straight down on our solid booster. Hope it runs out fairly soon. There we go, approaching the ground. He's still passed out. Let's see, he's going to come to. Not quite yet. He's coming to, still not yet. There, he's got regained consciousness. So he missed basically that whole flight. Now, observant viewers here have noticed that there is no parachutes on this little craft. So we're going to have to land it on the wheels, and if at all possible, of course, on the runway. So that means actually steering and landing it. We wouldn't want Etop to die. You notice the contract is reading as successfully completed, so he can die. The ticket was apparently paid for in advance, but still we want to get him back home. And maybe, just maybe, you're wondering how the hell did I manage to pull off this flight in one go. It wasn't in one go. I had a lot of fun with this one. I think I played about half an hour with trajectories, seeing what I could get away with. I tried to buzz the VIB. I think I made it one time, but that was a little bit too hard to do in the final version. But I'm definitely gonna try and land it on the runway though. Yeah, we might not actually make that. No, it's not gonna be the runway. It's gonna be here, but still, that's a sweet landing, still close to the VAB, and Etop will have to watch the video to see what happened, really. Let's recover the vessel and roll him home. He might need a wheelchair because I think he pulled a lot of Gs. Can we still see that? I think we're too late. But yeah, the warning for approaching G limit definitely flashed on the screen once or twice, and that G limit is 50 Gs. So take that as you would. There we go. That's it for this episode. Actually, no, it's not, because it's only 4 minutes. There was another submission for a G-Force pass-out vessel. Let's see if we can find another contract for the same. Could find that, probably. Is there? No, there's not. But we're still going to fly it. Jebediah needs his turn, and after all, we're going to fly that mission. Let's see. It's the RSS-0 MG. OMG, probably. Yep. Here we go. Jebediah's firmly in the seat. This one is slightly more traditional. Let's see. Can we bring a crew member? Who wants to go along? Valentina and Jebediah both going on a little joyride. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Oh, I have to do something to the parts, which of course we will. The mainsail engine purchased here. Oh, it's quite an expensive unlock purchase. Anyway, here we go. Now this one of course doesn't serve any purpose other than the entertainment of Jebediah and Valentina, and we won't judge. Let's put the SAS on and light the engine. And of course, throttle up as well. Oh my god! That takes off really fast. Was that it? They didn't pass out. They probably have a higher G tolerance than tourists do. Oh, I'm disappointed now. Maybe we should have put more fuel in it. Should we try putting a bit more fuel in it? I know this is not my usual MO, but we want to make them pass out. Let's put some more fuel in it. That might kill them, but actually it might not, because listen, this extra fuel is going to increase the weight, it's going to reduce the G-forces, but it is also going to increase the duration of whatever they're exposed to. So yeah, let's try this again. There we go. Here we go, their G meters are steadily rising. No, again, reaching the G limit. We reached their limit, but we didn't quite make them pass out. So, would we require full tanks? Let's try that, and then we're gonna leave it at that. Revert to the vehicle assembly then, and fill those tanks right up. This is what we meant to do all along. Or maybe the extra weight of Valentina is too much to properly reach the required G-forces here. Anyway, let's give it a go. There we go. This is already quite a lot of Gs, even with a full tank, reaching the G limit. And there they go. They passed out. With full tanks, they passed out. And the craft is heating up completely, and they almost immediately regained consciousness. Good for them. We are actually still shooting up at quite a high speed. Interesting that. Let's see if we can save to deploy. It says it's safe to deploy to shoot. So once we reach a low enough speed for all the shoots, we will of course deploy them. Let's see what our apoapsis is going to be. That's a 46 kilometer apoapsis. So we're not going to wait for all of that to happen. So let's put our time warp on. Let's put our parachutes on and slow our ascent. Yes, you heard that right. The parachutes, oh, they're on auto deploy. They're going to deploy right late. Alright, then we just have to sit through this. Look at the tiny island. It's a little sounding rocket with Jebediah and Valentina in it. A nice little joyride. And while we're doing this, let me share a tidbit of news with you. It's only a couple hours old. All the Oculus Rift virtual reality headsets are currently broken, and that sucks because I own one. What happened is the driver that Oculus uses for their device, as every piece of hardware has a driver, wasn't the certificate on that wasn't extended long enough, so it expired. That may sound like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but everything in Windows 10 carries a cryptographic certificate that basically tells the OS that it's safe to run, and it's actually, oh my god, the chute just died. That's not meant to happen. Did that happen to all of them? Oh god, the chutes were out in the upper atmosphere, and they redeploy, and oh my god, this is a horrific accident. The chutes were out in the upper atmosphere where they didn't do enough to slow it down, and now both joyriders died. And that's just how accidents happen, really. Let's go to the Space Center. Oh my god. Right, about the news, basically the cryptographic certificate has expired, and that will prevent Windows 10 from launching the software powering the Rift, so it doesn't work, which is a pity because that affects every single one, regardless of it being connected to the internet or not, because that is on a timer, on a date clock. You can't trick the system clock to make it work, but that carries its own new problems with any other software you might have. Interestingly, the fuck up, I will call it a fuck up, will affect, that will not be able to be patched automatically because the software that would get the patch doesn't work. So that's a conundrum that probably a lot of programmers are currently working on. Enough news. I am working here on plotting a interplanetary transfer window for Telumo, because all the craft I got are for there. Now the main problem, it's a 1 year 102 day time warp, which we shall commence. The problem with going there is that our satellites, our antennae, our equipment doesn't reach far enough, so we need to launch relay satellites. Now I got a whole bunch of submissions of you guys with a lot of relay satellites, and of course also a payload with a lot of antennae on one satellite. And I'm going to try my level best to insert them in staggered orbits so that we get a sort of gravy train of relay satellites to go to Telumo. How I will achieve this is time warp the time until it's like, let's say, 10 days before the transfer window. And then, wait, well, I have to think this through. We start with the payload. Yeah, we start with the payload. That one's going to go first. And then we're going to send relay satellites after it. Well, we'll see how long the payload takes to get there, and then launch relay satellites in whatever increment we have available. Say it takes 100 days and we have 5 relay satellites, we're going to send one every 20 days. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to start by launching the payload, the 30W6 something Ispasat, the satellite with a lot of antennae. That might have the best range. And yeah, then we'll start sending relays after it. That sounds like a foolproof plan, don't you think? It's going to be a very Kerbal endeavor, let me tell you that. We will, in this episode, launch the payload, and then in the next episode, try and see about supplying it with sufficient relay capacity. Let's see, let's time warp until a nice sunny launch. Actually, let's time warp right until the launch window, because I was thinking I want to straddle the launch window with relays, but you don't need to send relay satellites ahead of things. That's not how that works. So yeah, we're going to launch right here. Let's go to the vehicle assembly building, get that satellite. That's the KG Ispasat 30W6, and we're going to go with that because that was one of the first one that was submitted, not with the newest tech nodes, but come on, it looks so goddamn funny. There is a lot of relay antennae here. That should be able to get a signal through. I'm not sure that's how it works, but we'll figure it out. So there we go, launching it. Oh, we need the adapter, the FL something something adapter. Where is that? Structural, I think it's this one. There we go. Launch it. We have money to burn, fortunately, because I don't think there's a contract for this one. But anyhow, ooh, it's already being unstable. Let's go. SAS on, throttle to full, boost. This is actually carrying a lot of solid boosters. Haven't seen those in a while. But, you know, do whatever works, I suppose. And oh my god, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to activate all these antennae one by one because there's not an action group for them. Look, it looks so trippy. Even the solar panels look trippy. Look at that. Oh my god. This is a very interesting payload. I wonder if our great scheme is going to work where we that's efficient disposal of all those boosters, having them crash into each other. Oh, and we have 2 asparagus stages already ran out. I think those may have run out before the boosters. I sure as hell didn't see them run out. Anyway, here we go with our little tripod rocket still blazing into the sky. Fairly slow. It's actually not accelerating for a while. So this one is going to run out, and that's probably not going to help the acceleration. We're actually decelerating again. So this is right at the max of the lifting capacity of the engine. Yeah, that will be helped with the current availability of the larger engines that this rocket designer could not take advantage of yet because he submitted so damn early, which is great. Let's not forget that. More submissions is more videos, after all. Pure extortion. That's how we're going really slow now. We're gonna dip under 200 meters per second almost. Not quite, I don't think. Yeah, stabilizing at 200.9, accelerating at just about 1/10 of a G now. That's not great for fuel efficiency, really. It will minimize heating on the rocket. That's something. Again, the fuel draining is weird. It's even. And the other time it was the bottom up. Can we not configure this or something? What do we have here on the second stage? We have trip swivel engines. That should be good. That should provide enough thrust for this. This is a big fuel tank though. And then we have the 505. 909, alright. I haven't got my numbers straight. We're at 25. I wonder though, can we safely tip over with this low of a thrust to weight? I actually don't think so. We're gonna have to take it a bit slow. Let's see about Telumo, where that is. Is that like the closest one? Delta V wise is the closest one, but like distance wise, surely Niven is closer. I don't know why we're going to Telumo. But that's what the launch window is saying now, so we're going to set the target, and we're not going to be too worried about it. The main thing is the signal connectivity after all. So we're gonna basically launch to the orbit. We're gonna launch to its orbital height. If I'm gonna have to like make interceptions for each and every one of the comsats, that's going to take forever. So we're not gonna do that. And can we see like how long it will take for it to reach here? I think we need an actual maneuver node for that. So yeah, let's get into orbit. Let's get that maneuver node going, and then we can start working out once in how many times we want to deploy a comsat. If this is gonna work, the map's gonna look amazing. Sorry, the tracking station, not necessarily the map. Right, 50 kilometers. Whatever happens now, we can tip over. We're almost in space already, and this engine it's performing well, but it might have wanted a baby brother, so you know, a bit of extra thrusting power, because that's what you do with baby brothers. Best not go there. Alright then, SAS is on. Let's try a bit of physical time. Ooh, that's a scary bounce. Let's not do that. Physical time warp, alright? Physical time warp, not even once. I'm lying, I use it a lot of times. It's great. It's great, really. I feel like Donald Trump. Right, yeah, the engine is almost burned out, and that's when we'll light. These 3 new engines have never been lit before, will only be lit once. There we go. Yeah, and that's acceleration, boys. Here we go. Let's aim it straight horizontal, relative to the planet's surface, that is, and we can start work on deploying all these antenna. Let's just check. Brake, lights, gear. Oh god, no, there's no action group that's gonna do all of them, so I'm gonna have to do it. And if I go against their rotation, then I can see which one hasn't been done yet. Isn't that great? Oh my god, this is a lot of effort. It's funny though, there's so many of these. I know I called for a craft that had like antennae like a hedgehog, but this is very serious. Are we in orbit? Just about, not quite. We need to burn at that side of things anyway, so yeah, we're, for all intents and purposes, we're in orbit. So we're gonna do our ejection burn here. Now let us establish an orbit that's about the size of Telumo's. That's Segration, that's the next one already. So that was already almost an intercept, sort of, not really. Yeah, we need to change the ejection position. It needs to be like more here. But then, of course, we're going way too fast. See? Now we need to tweak it more again. This is Telumo, yes. Yeah, there we can get an intercept in 200 days. Yeah, let's actually just launch it for this, the short time intercept. That's only 1300 meters per second. That's crazy. That's 172 days. So that's like a relay every 30 days after it. Oh wait, we're not in position yet. Hit the wrong key there. That means I can continue with my arduous chore of extending all these antennae. And I was actually hoping to play some virtual reality tonight. I'm quite annoyed at this Oculus goof up. I get that it can happen, but it's also going to be a bitch to fix. So I hope they go low, they go like do it yourself style and just email out a patch or something, or just say like, all right, we fucked up and here is a executable. Go to this link, download it, and you can go and fix it yourself. But what I think they're going to do is they're going to liaise with Microsoft to have like a one-time exception so that they can update their software even though it's not signed. And then, of course, Microsoft's going to say, no, you're crazy. And then they're going to have meetings, maybe a small lawsuit, you know, just because. And then that's going to take forever. I hope that's not the case. I hope they manage to work something out. But seeing as how they kind of goofed at the heart of the Windows 10 driver security system. I mean, I'm obviously not a Windows programmer or even like sort of knowledgeable, like not at all. But still, that seems like a difficult area to like properly fix because it's working as intended and it's preventing you from doing exactly what it's designed from preventing that to happen. So yeah, it's not going to be easy. Anyway, what is going to be easy is to do this final ejection burn, because that's just a matter of pointing this antennae hedgehog in the right direction, hitting the Z key, and waiting for a bit. Of course, there's also going to be a staging event. Let's see, look at our resources. Our electric charge is perfectly fine. And here we go on the final stage. Now that is a little bit slower than the others. We have a minute and a half of burning the remaining. Let's accelerate that. I dare do it with the upper stage. That's the sun going behind the planet. See you later, sun. See you later, Sunny. Alright, now the main experiment here is to see whether this thing can actually reach Telumo. Now, we also have craft with landers attached. Now, obviously, we want them to go to Telumo too. Oh my god, I'm going way too far. Stop it. It's 366 meters per second additional. I think we can null that out. That's a proper Kerbal goof. Oops. As I was saying, we'll probably be able to fix it. As I was saying, no, we won't. Why is there no fuel? There's still fuel. Oh, the satellite has fuel. We'll definitely be able to fix it. As I was saying, we also want to send the landers, and obviously they need a big relay stream as well. So the next launch, I think, is going to be one of the big ones, probably the Greifswolf Behemoth, that actually contains landers, or whichever other one contains landers. Oh, I'm so bad. So then we have this hedgehog, then landers, which have better antennae as well. So it's good to have it next in line. And then everything else. So let's see, we are just about running out of fuel. Spent the remainder of the maneuvering fuel on zeroing out our velocity. So yeah, we're not quite going to Telumo with this one, but doesn't matter. We have many more spacecraft to follow in its wake. And how is our signal strength? It's really good. Nice. So let me return to the Space Center and promise you that for the next episode we will be launching lots and lots of follow-up satellites and landers and relays, and hope to make it in a polonaise of relay satellites, as I said many times already. For now, thanks for watching. See you later. Good night.